Good afternoon, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Off the Bench with Scotty and Corey. I am Scotty. That is Corey. Brother, it's a big day. It's a big day if you're a Washington Commanders fan. How you feeling?
Brother, as I always say, it is a great day to be a football fan. But not only that, it is also a great day to be a Commanders fan. Partner, we got the new uniforms, and
Oh,
I gotta tell you, I'm glad to be sitting here talking about them with you. So, you wanna take us out?
let's do this. Let's do this. A little bit of out with the old. I know I just got this thing. Shout out to my beautiful fiance. She's fucking awesome. But we're gonna have to get some new attire, folks. And Corey, if you can, pull up those white uniforms on the screen here, and let's break these bad boys down. Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness, you guys. Let's start with these primaries, the whites. Um, an homage to the past and charging head on into the future. You guys are bringing back the old uniform combination permanently. We've got the white jerseys with alternating pants. We're gonna have white pants, burgundy pants, and yellow pants, all to be alternated throughout the season. How awesome is that? They're also bringing back permanently the gold face mask. I know so many of you guys, including myself, wanted the gold face mask back. Here we are. Oh my god, I'm so excited. What do you think about the whites, my brother? How are you feeling about these brand new primary uniforms?
So as far as the whites go, I love it. I know we talked about just before the show here that I'm going to be getting one of each of these jerseys. Which, if you are watching, you can see all three concurrently. This is the Commander's post. This is the real post of them revealing these uniforms. And I gotta tell you, I'm super excited. The whites are gonna go amazing. I love the interchangeable pants, and partner, as we talked about, those gold face masks. They help a lot in contrast to the rest of the uniform. And we also talked about that is a real burgundy color. I don't know if you could tell from the screen, but it is not that off cherry color that we've seen before. So I love them personally.
Dude, I'm telling you, we get a big shout out to the old team name with the three stripe glossy helmet, the burgundy collar, the burgundy and gold sleeves on that white jersey. Oh man, there are only currently three players on the entire roster who played for the team when they wore these uniforms. So, a really big homage to those guys as well for being able to play in the uniform, getting back to that heritage. Moving on, we've got the burgundies, and brother, let me tell you how excited I am about this because it's true burgundy. Again, the same three colors of alternating pants. The helmet is the same, but white and gold on stripes on the arms. The number, oh my god, the number on the sleeve is beautiful. It's so incredible. I'm excited. Um, the all white, yellow embossed number in the front and back. Oh man, I you can't go wrong with the old classic, brother. How you feeling about the burgundy?
Partner, the burgundy is going to be again this trio of uniforms is just my favorite set. Um, and I love them. I love the interchangeable pants yet again. Now, when they came out with the what was that called? The Color Rush uniforms. If I'm not mistaken, we did have an all red in one year, and then I believe it was an all yellow in the next. So it's gonna be nice to see them wear the all reds at some point. I think that'll be really cool. A lot of people called them the ketchup and mustard uniforms, so I caught a little bit of slack for that one, being a Commanders fan. But I do love them. I love the uniforms. Again, love the true burgundy. It's back to that normal burgundy and gold, and no more of that off cherry red color. So I'm loving it, partner.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's so good to get back to the heritage of the team and be true to that burgundy and gold. And really, the Super Bowl era, when this team was a top five team for 15 years, it's nice to see them paying that tribute back to the team. But that is the past. That is the homage to the past. Now let's see the tribute to the future with their alternate uniform, appropriately named Hail Razor. Brother,
Yes.
this black uniform is
Oh my gosh.
slick. The black and gold,
Oh
or the
my goodness.
burgundy and gold sleeve stripes on the black uniform with the burgundy number with yellow emboss. The three stripes on the helmet. I think that burgundy on the outside and that yellow stripe down the middle is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
But here's what they were speaking on, paying homage to the past and embracing the future. The W and the spear weaving within each other, crossing past and future right here at the present. The spear is back, man. The spear is back. Josh Harris and the ownership group listen to us fans, and they want to pay homage to the team that Josh Harris himself, growing up in Chevy Chase, Maryland, absolutely loved. This is a tribute to a team that so many people within the building, including our managing owner, loved. So to see them take this step in what a lot of people would call fan service is very, very nice. But brother, I know you've been holding on to this one. What are your thoughts on the Hail Razor black alternate uniforms?
Partner, let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something.
Look at the grin. Look at the grin.
Let me just tell you something. These uniforms, my man. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start. This is the embodiment of what all of the Redskins fans wanted whenever they were in fact the Redskins. Whenever um, now, as you know, I like to do I like to play Madden, and I did create a replica team of the Washington Redskins, and they do have the black, and it almost looks the exact same. I absolutely love it. I love it. They took what the Redskins uh, jerseys were, molded it into the black, and dude, it just looks awesome. And that logo, oh, that logo is so sweet. I told you earlier I got the jersey coming. I got a hat with the logo coming, and I'm currently wearing the black shorts. It does not have the logo on it, but it's just going to be a nice outfit to wear. My goodness, I absolutely love this uniform. That that the sleeve with the half gold in the center, and then the wrapping red. And I love the name of the uniform in general. Hellraiser is awesome. So, partner, I can't wait to see this on the field. These guys, I mean, I love it. There's just nothing else I can say other than the fact that I love it. I love the stripes on the helmet. I love the all black look with the face mask. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Not to be discredited, they also have the new badge, the new Washington Commanders badge that have the two intersecting spears behind the current Washington Commanders badge, five-time world champions, three-time Super Bowl champs. So, you guys, this is exciting stuff. It's awesome. They've done what I've said 100 times to this point in the podcast is fan service, and they chose the best way to do it. I like that the black helmets are matte and not glossy. It's a little bit of a change from the primaries.
Right.
The spear, I think they knocked it out of the park
Absolutely.
with this,
Uh,
and
uh,
that's
Ah, ah, ah! I love them. I love them so much. I genuinely can't wait. They look so good. I'm so happy. Um, and ladies and gentlemen, I know if you are Commanders fans, you are still hoping for that Redskins change to go back into that name. But It's not okay. We've talked about this a lot on this channel that it's just there's a very 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 little chance that it ever does that. All we can do is look towards the future, and these uniforms are the future. I love them so much. And I talked to my partner earlier. If they do, in fact, change the name, I would look for that in 3 to 5 years. And if it comes any sooner, I would look for just the name to change, and maybe they use the spear as a logo. But I'm okay right now. Again, I'm not the hugest fan of the name, but the uniforms, the new ones, make it a little bit easier to swallow. Those old uniforms, I wasn't the hugest fan of them. I did like the black at the time because I've always wanted to see the burgundy and gold in the with the black on it. But this right here, this black uniform is just absolutely everything that I picture when I think a black Washington Redskins uniform. That is it. Um, so super super happy with these uniforms. I can't wait.
Dude, yeah, I am feeling a lot of that exact same emotion. It's crisp, it's new, it's refreshing, much like today's sponsor, Aspire Energy. You guys, we do this every single time, and I hope that it is inspiring you, that it is giving you aspirations to go out and get your case of Aspire Energy because it is fantastic. 80 milligrams of natural caffeine gets you going. The guarana keeps you going. It's incredible. Zero sugar. You don't have any crash. There's there's no calories. It's keto and diet friendly. It's super awesome. Diabetic friendly since there's also no sugar in it. You guys, and they have the best deal. They gave myself and Corey the best deal to give to you guys. All you have to do to get 20% off of your order for Aspire Energy is go to aspiredrinks.com/discount /OTB25 and it's yours. And not to mention, it helps us continue to do this thing, like bringing you beautiful breakdowns of brand new uniforms for everybody's favorite team, the Washington Commanders. So thank you again to Aspire Drinks and Aspire Energy for sponsoring today's episode. How
Absolutely,
lovely.
absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, also speaking on the new uniforms, Saturday we will have the up-to-date news on the Ravens' new uniforms. Those are coming out as well. And then the Bills are releasing their new uniform soon as also. I don't remember the date quite on that. I do not think it has been released yet. But on Saturday we will cover that if it has been released, and then we would definitely be covering the Ravens' new set of uniforms as well. Everybody in the Maryland, Baltimore area getting new uniforms this year. Love it. We love to see it. I love the uniforms. Also, whatever division it is, we'll be getting their rivalry uniforms. I will check on that for you guys as well. I forget what division it is. I forget what division got them. Uh, but yeah, so I'll give you that news as well on Saturday. And yeah, man. So now we get into, unfortunately, the last part of what has been a long going um, eight eight episode thing, and that is the NFC East breakdown. Um, we love doing this for you guys. Unfortunately, we are back to not having it. We're done. This is our last one, um, and that breaks my heart a little. I've grown accustomed to doing these. So, partner, first things first. Thank you so much for being here with me. Again, I'm glad I get to do this with you, and I'm glad we get to break down those uniforms together. And let's break down our favorite division together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And partner, before we get into the division, there's nobody else. Nobody else I'd rather be talking football with on a random Wednesday in the off season than you, brother. It's always nice, but we do have a division to break down.
Absolutely.
Now, I having so much respect for you, will give you the option of who goes first.
I'll go first. I'll go first, and then that will in turn let you end the episode with the one and onlys. So, first things first, the worst team in the NFL. Just kidding, that's only bias. Um, we got the Dallas Cowboys, and if you watch this show, you know, as Commander fans, can't stand the Cowboys at all whatsoever. Which is funny because we grew up and it seemed like we couldn't escape uh, Cowboys fans at all ever. So, but nevertheless, we remain strong. Now, what our good partner Scotty here won't tell you is that there is a baby picture with him wearing a Cowboys. Um,
We don't talk about it. I was forced. I was coerced. I was 2 years old. Look, you guys, don't misconstrue this for free will. I stand before you, my own man, wearing the burgundy and gold. I denounce the silver and blue. I don't. You'll never see it in my adult lifetime.
I have to give you some help, man. But jumping right into this, uh, the Cowboys signed a one-year deal with Sam Howell, who also used to rep the burgundy and gold. He has now got his bag down there in Dallas, a $2.5 million deal that is fully guaranteed. So all that money is all his. They grabbed running back Javonte Williams on a re-sign for 3 years, $24 million, and that includes a $16 million guarantee. George Pickens received his franchise tag, which will pay him $27.298 million for the 2026 season. Also signed a center, Matt Hennessy, to a one-year contract. And then we're going to dive into the defense a little bit. Jonathan Bullard signed a one-year deal worth a max of 2.5, and Sam Williams, also another defensive end, who re-signed on a one-year $3 million deal. Edge Rashawn Gary acquired in a trade with the Green Bay Packers in exchange for a 2027 fourth-round pick. Uh, Atito
Yes.
Agbonia. Look, there's one at least in every episode, and that's my one. So he signed a one-year deal worth $3 million, and a couple more free agent guys here from the cornerback position: Kobe Durant and Duran Kendrick, or Darian, however you want to say it. They both signed a one-year free agent deal. Two safeties, PJ Locke signed a one-year $5 million deal, and Jalen Thomas signed a 3-year deal worth a maximum of $36 million, which so far is their big signing as far as actually picking up someone new. They re-signed or they franchise tagged George Pickens, which basically got him the most, and then re-signed Javonte Williams. Um, but outside of that, it is Jalen Thompson who has been signed with the most. That's their kind of big signing. They also received Brandon Aubrey received a second round 5.76 million restricted free agent tender, meaning that other teams can sign him to an offer sheet, but Dallas will have the right to match it. So, yeah, um, he's a restricted free agent, but I'm guessing he still plays for the team. Is how that goes.
I don't. I don't think anyone has matched his RFA tender. So I believe he is currently with the team. If I were a front office and I had some scratch to throw around, I'd try. I'd try. A couple years, 14, $15 million. He has the second strongest leg in the NFL and by far the most accurate leg in the NFL.
Now it does say a second round 5.76 million restricted free agent. So does that mean they have to give up a second round pick for him?
No, that is the condition of his restriction.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So now that does not mean that the team would have to like offer up per se, but
Right.
if they were to sign him, then the Dallas Cowboys would receive also a second round pick as tender.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like conditional for the team to offer that. That's just compensation that the Dallas Cowboys would get
Gotcha.
should he
So
sign a tender with another team.
so should the Cardinals go after a guy like him, they have to offer higher than 5.76 million and a second round pick, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, not a bad signing. Not a bad signing at all. But this division has been throwing money everywhere. So
Yes.
I mean, as far as people, manpower being picked, I think this is the least number of signings um, within the NFC
It's
East. I think that the
it's
Giants and
really
the
really
Eagles
close.
have not signed as many. But partner, what do you think about the Cowboys signings there?
I think the Cowboys are tooling up to be very competitive in what's going to be, in my mind, a very competitive NFC East this season. Um, you bring back guys like Javante Williams and George Pickens, and obviously Brandon Aubrey, and you re-sign Sam Williams. Like you're putting pieces together, and then you go out and you acquire Rashawn Gary, who had apparently the Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys are in cahoots because they are just dealing with one another.
Which is insane
And
because they're both in the NFC conference.
that's all right. That's all right. And they feel like the talent trade off is there, but this is a strong set of retentions. The outside adding, I do like Jalen Thompson a lot. I like Kobe Durant a lot. Um, I like the acquisition of Sam Howell. I think that he fits in that Brian Schottenheimer offense. I like it. I think he's going to do well. But I feel like they definitely performed this offseason. Jerry Jones has proved that he's not quite lost all of his marbles just yet.
Right.
There's
Good
still a
deal.
few in the sack.
Absolutely, absolutely. Partner, why don't you kick us off on the New York Football Giants?
The Giants have also been moving since the acquisition of new head coach John Harbaugh. Uh, Quarterback Brandon Allen signed with the team. This is an underrated signing, and I want you to remember this name because it will haunt your dreams twice a year. Patrick Ricard, fullback, signing a 2 year, $7.63 million deal with the team, max value of 8.5 mil. He is a bowling ball, 6'2", 310 pounds, at fullback, runs like a Ferrari, hits like a Mack truck. He has surprisingly soft hands. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can bowl you over. That's a lot of man to deal with. They have gone out and got Calvin Austin, which I think is a big swing to replace the loss of Wandale Robinson. That's part of the reason they went out and got Darnell Mooney as well. It's also part of the reason they retained Isaiah Hodgins and Gunnar Olszewski. So they've done a lot of work in the wide receiver room. They went out and they got Isaiah Likely off of the Baltimore Ravens, 3 years, $40 million with up to $47.5 million factoring in its incentives. They have done some work, both retaining and adding to that offensive line. Daniel Falele signed him to a 1 year deal. Jermaine Illuminor re-signing. Joshua Azudio also re-signing. Evan Neal re-signing. Lucas Patrick re-signing. Aaron Stinney re-signing. They've done some good things on that offensive line as well. Now here's another splash signing to go along with Patrick Ricard and Isaiah Likely. Tremaine Edmonds, who spent the first 8 years of his career in Chicago playing linebacker up in the Windy City. 3 years, $36 million. That's a big get. I liked Maine. I liked him a lot. I was really hoping he would land in Washington until the announcement of Leo Chenal, and I was like, that's the better pick. We can get into that later, though. Cam Jones also signing with the team. Here's a big one: Micah McFadden re-signing. Underrated in his time playing with the team. I think he makes a big difference on this defense. The acquisition of Greg Newsome II, fresh off of the Jacksonville Jaguars, for 1 year, $8 million. That is another big pickup. That shows that they're very serious about getting really serious on the outside on that defense. Safety Jason Pinnock signing, Ardarius Washington signing, both of those guys in the safety room, in that defensive backs room, coming to make a difference. Now, what I see next is something that I've talked about a lot with the AFC teams and not so much with the NFC teams, if you remember, and that's shoring up the special teams room. They have signed new kicker Jason Sanders. They have signed new punter Jordan Stout and new long snapper Zach Triner.
All new guys
You
in that
like,
special teams room for sure.
yeah. So I think that the Giants, now under the leadership of John Harbaugh, are also making a lot of moves. Like I said, this is probably going to be the most competitive division on the football field this season. And the Giants are making moves. And speaking of those moves, my friend, how do you feel about them?
I like it. Um, I mean that all of these spell disaster for an unready team, an under prepared team is the better word. Um, but I really do like some of these. Isaiah Likely is obviously a huge one. Tremaine Edmonds, huge. Greg Newsome, which again, an underrated signing. I think he's going to be do very well on that outside. And as you just said, a whole new special teams room to work with that throughout this entire offseason. I know these guys are happy to be where they are. Some of them getting paid some really big bucks, and I would get paid an eighth of what they make to sit on the bench. But I think that they are, as you said, and to me one of your favorite sayings, they are serious about getting serious here. Um, and they're not the only ones. The Eagles have done a lot as well, not as much as these other teams as the top two. I think them and the Cowboys are pretty neck and neck on who picked more and who didn't. But I think that the Eagles definitely did a little bit more than the Cowboys did. Starting off, the Eagles grabbed quarterback Andy Dalton, who they acquired in a trade with the Carolina Panthers, in exchange for a 2027 seventh round pick. Um, Damian Pierce signed a 1 year contract, and wide receiver Marquise Brown, or I believe his nickname is Hollywood Brown. Is that correct?
Correct.
He has signed a 1 year deal up to 6.5 million. Now another guy who is very well in the slot, who can, he's really fast, great receiver. I think that he has been um, underrated personally. I do like Marquise Brown. Um, they also signed wide receiver Elijah Moore, and they acquired Dontavion Wicks, which we talked about last episode. They got him on a trade with Green Bay in exchange for a 2026 fifth round pick and a 2027 sixth round pick. He signed a 1 year, $12.5 million extension with the Eagles. Glad he got out there and got his bag. Um, he did come from the Packers, so he knows what it's like to be thrown some iffy balls and pause, and uh, he still found his way to him. Pause again. Um, Now here is my questionable signings, if you will. They signed four tight ends, and to me, I don't think that all four of them will make it to the final roster. Um,
No.
Grant Calcaterra, there's my second one. He re-signed with the Eagles, so he is more likely to stay. Dallas Goddard signed a 1-year deal. Who was with the Eagles last year, um, but for some reason he did not re-sign to begin with. Now Johnny Munt also signed a 1-year deal, and Stone Smart signed a 1-year contract. That is technically two new guys coming in. Again, Dallas Goedert, if I'm not mistaken, was an Eagle last year, and
Correct.
I don't know if he sought something else, sought out some more money. I don't know the situation there. To me, the NFL kind of failed on this kind of listing. I feel like it should say re-sign it or re-signed, but that's neither here nor there. Here is their big signing for the off season. Their splash signing that they've really the only one they've made. Jordan Davis signed a 3-year, 78 million contract extension. That includes a 65 million guarantee. He had been set to play the 2026 season on a 5th-year option of his rookie contract. They took that, crumbled it up, found a new offer, and that's what they did with him. So he got his money. Obviously, he performed very well. So happy to see that. Um, then they signed edge rusher Joe Tryon Shoyinka. That's three. That's three.
Good
That's
job.
three this
Good
episode.
job. Get to
Um,
the next
that's a big one too. That's a hard one too.
one.
Um, Arnold Ibakiti.
Very,
I
very
am so
close. Very
sorry
close.
for screwing some of these names up. uh, Ebiketti, I'm assuming something along those lines. Okay, he signed a 1-year, $7.3 million deal with a 4.3 guarantee. Uh, Signed cornerback Jonathan Jones. He agreed to terms on a 1-year deal. And Tariq Woolen signed a 1-year, $12 million deal with a max of $15 million. And then safety Marcus Epps and punter Brandon Mann, both signing good deals. Brandon Mann re-signed on a 4-year deal. There's not really any details past that. But partner, what do you think about these Eagles?
I think the Eagles are in pursuit of yet another NFC East championship. And there's a lot of good moves on this that point that way. The Dontavian Wicks move, I think, and if you're, this is just one man's opinion, this is just one fan's opinion here. I think the Dontavian Wicks move, paired with the Marquise Brown signing, means that AJ Brown is on his way out of town, which opens the Eagles up for a need at wide receiver. They probably addressed that in the draft. Like I've said a million times, this year's draft is extremely deep. But everywhere else where they had a weakness, they have addressed. And I think retaining Jordan Davis, that's huge. Anybody who's watched Eagles football in the past 4 years knows Jordan Davis in the middle of that defense is a headache, a nightmare, a nuisance. There's a million negative connotations for just how positive his play has been to the opposing side. So, yeah, they've killed it. Getting veteran presences like Jonathan Jones, who spent last year on the Commanders, and Tariq Woolen, Reek getting his championship and getting the heck out of Seattle. But they've done a lot. They have done a ton. But I feel as though no team has done more in the offseason than the one, the only, the burgundy and gold, our Washington Commanders. Now, partner, walk along with me on this because I want very detailed input from you after I break this down. The re signing of Marcus Mariota, up to $11 million on that deal for 1 year. You like to see that because he has been the veteran quarterback in Jaden Daniels' ear the entire time Five has been in the NFL. You like to see these next few moves as well. I like the re-signing of Jeremy McNichols. I think that he is that punchback. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's proven that he is reliable and his legs don't quit. Jerome Ford. a beautiful depth signing. I liked his production in Cleveland, even if it was a little below what I believe he is capable of doing in the NFL. Rashad White, and I think this has been rumored since it feels like November of last year. Rashad White coming to the Commanders on a 1 year deal, minuscule deal too. It was like $2.3 million. It was tiny. Um, joins the backfield with Jaden Daniels again. Old Arizona State buddies. There's a camaraderie there. Speaking of camaraderie, De'Ami Brown rejoining the team. 1 year, $3 million. Now, mind you, De'Ami Brown had the best 2 month stretch of his entire life from December or through from the beginning of December through January in the 2024-2025 season, that deep playoff run. Traylon Burks re-signing with the team. You like to see that. That catch in Denver still plays in my mind with a broken finger. One hand over Riley Moss, corner of the end zone, in crunch time. Van Jefferson, who I feel like is a very quality depth piece. Experienced, won a Super Bowl with the Rams in 21, if I'm not mistaken. An all-around great guy. Chig Okonkwo, the tight end that I was wanting, and you can attest to this, partner. The tight end that I was wanting for Washington, not exactly known as the best blocking tight end, but we have two fantastic blocking tight ends, both Benson and John Bates. Block like crazy. Chig can stretch the field. He is dangerous between the numbers. 3 years, $30 million. I like it a lot.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe the fact that he said that Chig Okonkwo was going to be a commander, go back 10 episodes, watch it. He
Yeah,
does
go
say it
back to the
on
start of it.
air, and it is something to behold. A lot of these signings, he kind of must have had a premonition because I don't know where the hell he got it from.
Scheme fits. Scheme fits. Listening to David Blau's introductory press conference as offensive coordinator, what he wanted to do and how that made sense with the players that ended up on the roster, like this next guy. I think retaining this next guy was probably the most important thing all offseason because you want to protect your quarterback's blind side. And Laramie Tunsil getting extended 2 years, $60.2 million, including $52.65 million guaranteed. That means the world. He's now with Washington through 2028. That is huge because he, pun intended, commands the offensive line. He anchors from the very left side, and everybody is better for it. They did go out and get Foster Sarrell. I think that is a beautiful depth piece. Can play both tackle positions. You love to see them adding those kind of guys. Retaining Nick Allegretti, who is reportedly going to be the starting center going into training camp. And he's looking a lot like that. He did sign a new 2 year deal, keeping him with the team through 2028 as well. Re-signing Trent Scott, who, fun fact, you guys, and remember this in case you ever get Jaden Daniels trivia. Trent Scott caught Jaden Daniels' very first touchdown pass, Week 3, 2024, against the Cincinnati Bengals. Andrew Wiley and Chris Paul to shore up those guard positions. Now, Andrew Wiley, obviously a lot of experience at tackle, played in 2 Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs, a lot of experience as a veteran, has been on that offensive line since 2024. It makes a lot of sense to have these guys back, and Chris Paul coming back and shoring up what was bound to be a shaky left side of the offense had he not re-signed. Now, his pass protection was stellar. His run blocking had progressively gotten better throughout the season, so you love to see guys like that get in and stay in, and his development has been amazing. Now, here's where they really went crazy in this offseason. Edge Kaylavon Chason, 1 year, $12 million. Edge Charles Omenihu, 1 year, $4 million, max of $7 million. Odafe Owe, another one of my predictions way back in the day. Another one of my predictions. 4 years, $100 million, 68 million guaranteed. Re-signing Dietrich Wise, which I think is a beautiful. That's such a beautiful signing because he adds so much, and he was actually dynamite in that first game and a half before he tore his ACL. I think he makes a big difference. Look at how, real quick before I continue, look how stacked the pass rush position is from either side of the defense with Chason, Omenihu, Owe, Dietrich Wise, and you get Dorrance Armstrong back for another year. That's scary. Very scary. That's a lot of quality pass rush depth. And Chason and Adafe Owe in the wild card game just this season for their respective teams, the Chargers and the Patriots, accounted for 5 sacks in that game alone. You guys, I'm telling you, I'm not fluffing you when I say that Washington killed it this offseason because then they also brought back run stuffer, also former Burgundy and Gold Donner, Tim Settle, 3 years, $24 million, worth up to 25 and a half. Tim is he's a beast. He can get after the quarterback, but he eats up runners, and it. Look at his time in Houston. His time in Houston tells you everything you need to know. He was on a formidable defensive line and made run impact. Look at there's a couple of really strong dudes down there in Houston on that defense. They also went out and got linebacker Leo Chenal from the Kansas City Chiefs, 3 years, $24.75 million. My second choice for linebacker, I was in love with Devin Lloyd. I thought he was the best defensive player on the market at the start of free agency. He ends up in Carolina. We get an absolute animal. He climbed the double-decker bus to get back on top when the Chiefs were celebrating their 2024 Super Bowl. He's an animal. They went out and got Amik Robertson, 2 years, $16 million, $9.3 million guaranteed. He's a dog. Watch the film. Don't let his stature fool you. He's 5'8", 173. Don't let his stature fool you. He is an animal. He is everywhere the football is. Akello Weatherspoon, another absolute dog, was one play away, and I think it was called back by a penalty. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. Was one play away from sending the Rams to the Super Bowl. He's been a dog for the Rams the past 2 seasons. Plays absolutely incredible. I think fills the role that Jonathan Jones left when he left for the Eagles a little bit better. Re-signing Jeremy Reeves, re-signing Tressway, re-signing Jake Moody. Remember when I talked about the special teams room? I know Jeremy Reeves has kind of made his place in the safety room. He is still the best special teams player that is not punter or kicker. But going out and getting fellow DMV guy, played his college ball with Chigo Okonkwo at the University of Maryland. They're in the DMV. Nick Cross, 2 years, $14 million. An excellent, strong safety option. He starts day one. He's better than Reeves, Martin, Will Harris. He instantly makes the roster better. Can play coverage, but is also not afraid to get downhill, get behind his pads, and tackle somebody. Partner, how are you feeling about our beloved Commanders?
Well, as we talked about before, Marcus Mariota. Let's just start there. As I've told you before, we talked about it when everything first kicked off. Told you I didn't like it. Still don't like it. But here is the front office mindset. What makes a good backup quarterback? The backup quarterback you don't have to change the scheme for. He runs, he can scramble just like Jaden. He can kind of throw the ball just like Jaden in a sense, but the point is to put someone in the game that your scheme still works around. If you're going to build a team around Jaden Daniels, you can build the team to sort of fit Marcus Mariota. Now, if he can stop leaving the ground, we don't fly. If I was meant to fly, I'd have wings. I don't have wings, and neither does he. So, and we seen last season, when that jumping, he fumbles and leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Told you this before. I didn't like the signing, but I understand the signing. Big difference. Um, Now the running back room, love it. As long as we don't get rid of Bill, as long as Bill is still a centerpiece of this offense, then I'm cool.
He was the
I,
most prolific rusher in that running back room last year. There's zero chance he's not on the roster this
yeah,
season.
absolutely. He was probably one of the best players last year. Period. 828 yards, 800 and some yards, as a seventh round rookie. Come on. I love Bill. He had he got a Tom Brady award um, for it
The
was LFG.
LFG player of the game
Yep,
in week 3 against the Chargers, or week 5 against the Chargers. I'm sorry.
and he absolutely showed out. And if you can get an award like that from Tom Brady, it says a lot. Especially as a seventh. They're both seventh round guys. So it's great to see somebody like that come into Washington. And these other guys I think are going to pair nicely with Bill. Take a little bit off of his shoulders, but not take Bill away from the game. Um, Again, love to see Rashad White come back and share the backfield with Jaden. Uh, Chiga Conquo to move on. Love it. We talked about Chig before. I think this is a great signing, and like you said, we have guys that can block. We don't need another tight end that can block. We need a tight end that can catch the ball, who has sure hands, and I think Chiga Okonkwo is that guy. Shoring up Larry Tunsil, massive deal. Grabbing a few of the offensive line. We have to keep Jaden safe at all costs. That is the main thing. If we have the choice between that, an offensive line, or Bill, I love Bill, but Bill's got to go. If that's not the case. That is not the case whatsoever. But to me, as someone who is a huge Bill Krosky Merritt fan, um, this offensive line is the most important to keep Jaden Daniels safe because there's one guy that I like more than Bill. Or two guys I like more than Bill. One of them is no longer with us in Sean Taylor, and the second one being Jaden Daniels. Um, so that is where I stand with that. So glad we got a lot of guys to come on to the offensive line. Now we've the defense has been the centerpiece of this off season, and I'm gonna say it again out of turn, but I think Caleb Downs, if we get him in the draft, is just a nice cherry on top. I think that it would just pair so well with how our offseason has went. Adafe Owe, absolute stud. Getting Deatrice Wise back is awesome because, like you said, he was dynamite in a bottle until he got hurt, and then you know that's the history's history. Um, Bringing back Tim Settle, also a great deal. Leo Chenal, love that. Amik Robertson, I like the signing. I wish he was a little taller. Yeah, it's just going to be a little hard to defend against someone that's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and so that's my only rebuttal against Amik Robertson. Great cornerback, but his height is the issue for me. And the rest of the defense looks fantastic. Bringing back Jeremy Reeves, um, Nick Cross, huge signing as well. I mean, this offseason for the Commanders has been amazing, and it's been nothing short of that. So, and as you said it to me personally, I just feel like they went out and did the most. They just did as much as they could, and they didn't just throw money at random people. They looked at the scheme and said, okay, we can fit here. This guy fits this perfectly. Let's take him. And that's what we did. And we didn't throw a bunch of money away. I think we're second or third with the cap space. So that is that's a very good sign whenever you sign this many players and this many needing spots. And if you look at some of these contracts, they're very high. Um, but we still have a lot of money to use. So that's just my idea on it. I love this. I can't wait for the season, and hopefully it's just up and up from here. Is again that the draft next week will be the teller of that. So
Yes, I agree. One quick nugget for you guys. It has been since I want to say 1967 since the Washington organization has drafted a running back in the first round. I want everyone here, everyone, including you, partner. I want you to prep for this because
oh crap.
I can just about guarantee you, and I just want you to be ready for it. I can just about guarantee you, if Jeremiah Love is somehow available at 7, unless Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain Jr. are there, Jeremiah Love will be the pick for the Washington Commanders.
Here's my only rebuttal to that, and I'm gonna contradict. I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna rebuttal. That makes sense if he's there because he is the next best player available. But here's my rebuttal against that signing. Um, we have three running backs that we just signed, four including Bill, and I think that's the only guy who's not on this list. So I just don't see the point in getting another running back. But Jeremiah Love is very good. Played at Notre Dame. He's good. Period.
He is a game changer with fantastic hands. And here's the one thing that Jeremiah Love has that none of the rest of the four running backs on the current roster have, and that is untapped pro potential. Every guy on the roster is capable. There are a few guys on the roster who would be starting on other teams. But as a realist and as a football fan, to watch Jeremiah Love's tape and to say that if one of the two defensive players that Washington wants in that spot, or even three, if you throw in Sonny Styles or Arvil Reese or whoever you may want that to be, David Bailey is not going to be available. He's probably going second overall. Um, but if neither Caleb Downs nor Ruben Bain Jr. or Sonny Styles are available at that pick, and Jeremiah Love is, that's going to be the pick because he has the highest upside of any of the four that are currently on the roster. I
Absolutely.
don't think it's going to shake out like that. I think he goes very early. It would not surprise me. I know a lot of people have the a lot of people have the Cardinals going linebacker Arthur Reese. A lot. They haven't seen a runner like Jeremiah Love since probably Edgerrin James. Uh, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes there. He has the talent to go in the top 5.
I think personally that he is going to end up with the Titans. Just looking off of all the place, off of everything that they had grabbed in the offseason, I think that he makes the most sense for the Titans. Being really the only thing that they need uh, I mean, they need a lot, but coming out of the draft and having, was it pick three, pick four? I think it's pick four.
Pick 4. Yeah.
Um, and then I think that he makes the most sense there going to the Titans. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It makes the most sense for him to go to the Titans. He can go as high as the Cardinals.
Right.
Don't be surprised if the Giants take Sonny Styles. I feel like he is a better fit for what they're trying to do. Now, everybody knows John Harbaugh loves safeties, but I think that him and Joe in the front office are going to make an agreement. If Sonny Styles is there, that's their pick. And also, don't be surprised if the Browns at 6 go Carnell Tate. For all of my Carnell Tate fans out there, it would not surprise me one bit if they go out and get a true number one for whoever their starting quarterback may be. And from rumors that I've heard in the past couple of weeks, it could even be Deshaun Watson. We don't know. These are all things that we'll find out in the coming months. But best case scenario, and I'm with you, partner, Caleb Downs ends up on this Washington defense. And that's the real cherry on top because he instantly is a better playmaker than any of the other two free safety prospects on the roster in Jeremy Butler um, and Quan Martin. He's disciplined, he's talented, he is an insane tackler, he's an insane in coverage. The only safety that I see anywhere close to him in this particular class is Dylan Thieneman, and it's not super close based off of play style. If you look at PFF grade, they're just a couple of points apart. But as far as true impact on the football field, I think Caleb Downs is far and away the best football player in this year's NFL draft. As far as positional, obviously best at his position, but quarterback is a little more important. That's why Fernando Mendoza goes number one overall. And the need to address a lot of that defensive edge and linebacker position is going to drive him down draft boards. So, in a perfect world, it's Caleb Downs at 7 to Washington. If it's not him, it's going to be either Ruben or Jeremiah Love. I don't think any of the rest of the prospects that they are in love with are there unless you're counting guys like Jordan Tyson or Mansour Delane.
Absolutely. I do agree. Again, if he's there, obviously that's where he's going to go. Jeremiah Love. I just think that it wouldn't make sense, but if he is there, then it makes sense more than the other two, unfortunately. But if if he is there, I don't think that um, Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs will be available. I don't
No,
think
no,
that
they
Ruben Bain will be available either. I think those few guys will go top five if Jeremiah Love doesn't. But again, I really do think that the only thing that makes sense would be for the Titans to grab Jeremiah Love, and then we talked about this earlier that the Giants may take Caleb Downs instead out of maybe spite. They really don't need it, but they need everything at the same time. So just my ideas personally, but yeah, I'm hoping for Caleb Downs, same as you.
yes, and anyone you guys can go back in all of our draft recap episodes. And to me, Caleb Downs is the darling of this year's NFL draft. A perfect prospect. He can go anywhere in the first 7 positions and make those teams better immediately. Um, I do think that if neither Jeremiah Love nor Caleb Downs are there and they feel like being risky, the pick is probably going to be Mansour Delane out of LSU. And as you guys can see, go Tigers. Um, but he is also a game changer. Now, here's another, before we get out of here, here's another little nugget for you. It is looking more likely that trading back is on the table for Washington if the prospects that they are in love with are gone by the time that they hit the clock at 7. I want you guys to remember this name in 9 days because if in this scenario, if Washington trades back mid teens, maybe they land early teens, 13 or 14, something like that, maybe even 15, do not be surprised if you hear the name Jermod McCoy on that card because he is the only player with comparable play style, dog mentality, and numbers to Mansour Delane at cornerback.
Absolutely. Um, well, partner, it is it has been a wonderful, wonderful episode. Thank you for being here. Again, I wouldn't want to do the breakdown or this show with anyone else. You will never hear off the bench with Corey and anything else before that. So again, big thank you to you for showing up and talking football with me. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We had our first listen in Australia, and then many more across the pond. So thank you to those who listen around the world. Big thank you for that. And follow the socials. I upload videos, the video footage to YouTube, and then there is the podcasting stuff wherever you get your podcast. If you are watching this, I mean, it is Amazon, Apple, Spotify, you name it, it is there. So if you're watching and not listening, and you would rather listen than watch, there's that, or vice versa. If you want to watch, again, it's uploaded to YouTube same day that we do this. So um, again, we will see you guys on Saturday and then Tuesday after that, and then I believe we are going to do the Thursday, uh, the first 10 picks. So excited to see you guys for that. That will be live. Please show up for that. That is going to be I'm going to be live streaming that to YouTube, um, and then I think you have somewhere you're going to live stream as well. So
Yes, we will be live on Kick as well at offthebench.wsc.
absolutely. So there's those two places. Show up, watch the first 10 picks of the draft with us, and then that following Saturday we will break down the rest of the draft, see who won the draft, go over who basically picked better, that kind of thing, and yeah, we'll see you guys then. Again, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, uh, TikTok, Twitter or X, whatever you call it. We're
It's
on all
Twitter.
of
Don't
those.
insult the people.
Well, we're on all of those. And Scott, do you have anything to say to the fans?
Absolutely, of course. As always, you guys, my heartfelt thank you. Um, this show wouldn't be going without you guys, and partner, it certainly wouldn't be going without you. Um, and thank you once again to Aspire Energy for believing in a couple of old boys who like just talking ball and shooting the bull and spending this time with you guys. So
Partner,
thank you to everyone who makes this podcast happen.
we forgot to do something.
Uh oh. Oh, we didn't rank the division and we didn't do way too earlys.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to stop real quick and we're going to give you the a new segment presented by Aspire Energy. Get yours today at aspiredrinks.com/discount/OTB25. Now, partner, the way too early to tell. Who do you got?
Listen, you guys, this is about to get controversial, but I believe in the 12-5 2024 Washington Commander season. I believe in first time offensive coordinator David Blau. I believe in first time professional defensive coordinator Durante Jones. And I believe in Adam Peters and Dan Quinn in their third season together. I believe in this team. I believe they're going to kill the draft. And I believe, write it down, on April 15th, 2026. This is my prediction, partner. The Washington Commanders sneak up and win the division out from under the Eagles this season. It will be Washington, Philadelphia, Dallas, and New York, and there will not be a losing team in this division.
I love it, dude. For me, it's Washington on top, and I could care less about anyone. No, I'm just kidding. As long as Dallas is at the bottom, I could care less. But to give you my honest opinion, I think it will be Washington. I think it will be Eagles. I think that the Giants will actually sneak up and win the division out from under the Dallas Cowboys. Now, that is a little bit wishful thinking. Um, I, as a Commanders fan, I really don't have an issue with the Giants, even though they're in our
I do.
division.
All
I
their
do not
players are
like
pompous.
their I don't like their team because they're in my division, but I've never truly had an issue with the Giants. I don't see many Giants fans in my life, in my day to day, but I have Cowboys fans to my left, Cowboys fans to my right, and I can't stand them. Okay, if you're a Cowboys fan, look, I'm sorry. Period.
We can't all have good taste,
Yeah,
Cowboys fans.
but that is my honest opinion. I think that they have a chance to sneak up and the take the third spot from the Cowboys. Um, and if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong on that, then I think that the only losing record will be the New York Giants. If I'm wrong in them taking the third spot. Now, that is because they do have a lot of new things going on. Relatively new quarterback, relatively new running back, um, new head coach. So things are still new there. So if, like I said, maybe they don't have a losing season, but I think that if they don't beat the Cowboys out, that they will be the only team in this division with a losing record.
I love it.
So
I absolutely love it. As you guys know, we live for the debate, but sadly, that is all the time that we have time for.
absolutely.
Partner,
Thank you guys so much for watching once again. And partner, it has been a pleasure. Uh, I am Corey. That is Scotty. We here at Off the Bench. We'll see you next time. Peace.